Kani kadega Batisi TV, bat pidang pet yaki kubor baman kasni, balwan rasha pi da ka Orange Nissan, lom so po niya Fabricate Shillong, ringkat bat ka BDW International School Nongmansong, Langkarding Shillong. Admissions open now.
Shen ka sarkar jala kan sa pandait no dagi closed circuit television hakalang ki kentoit bat ki shnong ba pher jong nong ba shalong namar ki jingkul mar ki ba punthot ya ka shongsuk shongsan hakabaya dei bar kani Menteri Ramba ka jala Konrad K Sangma hakajing ekran bat ka Batisi TV haka nrev tarik ulber arjar arpo ulai tho ba ka sarkar kala deb ban pha ya ka jing terwa ban pandait yakini ki kamera hakaban nakaliang jong uru shen unsa shong ya ka jing lang bat u chief secretary u director general of police bat katanat finance ban pentikna ya ka jing pandait CCTV hakalang gi jaka Menteri Rangba ulaya thuru baka sarkar kala batha jana ya ki pulit ban pentikna ya ka jing shngan bat ban bu ru ya ki kortalasi ban talasi ya ki breu ki barung hagi jaka ba pher nalor kani ula pentip baka sarkar kala bu hadu praperton ki CRPF bat shiperton ka RAF hagi jaka ki ba ishongs air.
There are two aspects mainly. One is law and order, then one is development, and both are important for the state to move forward. We had challenging situations in law and order, but I think because of the way we have handled the situation and we've ensured that we kept a very focused approach in ensuring that people were always kept first, we were able to overcome a number of those situations. Challenges are still there and it will always be there. This is not the only government that has faced law and order situation. Every government faces law and order situation, not just in Meghalaya but throughout the state and in countries as a whole. But I think the team has worked very well. I must really mention that our police department, the home department and all the administrations that have been there, though faced with a lot of challenges, they have really kept a very strong mind and really been patient and handled the situation in a very patient manner in different situations. So those challenges are always there, and yes, when law and order is affected, then obviously development aspects are always affected. We see different aspects of tourism getting affected, but this is part and parcel of what happens when law and order situation is there, and therefore it is important for, I think, all our citizens to understand and also realize that it is important to, in situations like this, important to maintain peace, important to ensure that we keep the livelihood aspects and the economy also in mind, and realize that ultimately when we have any kind of law and order situation or disturbance, the people who are affected most are our own people. And this is in terms of the livelihood, in terms of the different kind of sectors, be it agriculture or tourism, all of the sectors are affected, which directly or indirectly affect our own people and our own state. So yes, it's been challenging, but as I said, we have done our best and we'll continue to work committedly, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to move positively in all these aspects. But I think what is important, as I said, we have always ensured that the people have always come first for us. I have been very clear in my statement and in my stand that every life is important for us. The protection of our citizens of our state, be it tribals, be it non-tribals, all protecting everybody is the most important aspect to us. And it is with that attitude and that mindset that we have handled different situations. And yes, there have been some unfortunate incidents which really were some things that were beyond our reach at one point, in the sense that this happened completely in a kind of surprise manner at that point, and some were very isolated in case. But I think in general, when few of the other situations happened in law and order, we always ensured that the safety of the people, as I said, of all people, will always be kept in mind. And I must also say that the law is equal for all. So therefore, as a government, it is also important to let everybody know that if there is any kind of law that is broken by anybody, the law will take its own course. So I urge people to refrain from any kind of violence. We are working together with everybody to ensure that the state moves forward, including the opposition, including the parties, including all different kind of stakeholders, and regular contact is being done with the Rangbashnongs or with different civil society, with different religious leaders. So all these exercises are being conducted, and opposition will say many things. I don't want to react to that right now, but then we know ourselves what happened in earlier situations and how situations were handled earlier. So I don't want to comment on that right now. When the time is correct, I will comment on that. Reports have come out already. Steps have been taken by the government. A number of the people, who were from Assam and working here, a number of them have been given safe passage already. Food materials in all the affected areas have already been supplied. So before they came only, we were aware of the situation, and when they came in, I think they got the information report that already action has been taken. So I think they were quite satisfied that before they came in, necessary steps were already taken. So therefore, we can assure, as I said, protection of the citizens of our state and of our country is a priority for the state government, and we will do whatever in our capacity to ensure that people are protected.
So how many migrant workers were given the safe passage?
Exact number I don't know, I don't have with me, but it was 200 plus. I don't have the exact number with me, but there were a large number of migrant workers who were there. And based on the calls that came to me from Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, and also calls that came to me from Government of India, we had taken necessary steps in regards to that. Two things. Number one, that the compensation or ex gratia is given on the basis of certain guidelines, and those guidelines include riots or any kind of kind of a mob kind of a violence that takes place. So therefore, this particular case that happened where the individual was stabbed did not fall in that ex gratia guidelines that the state government has laid down. So therefore, it was not possible for us to include that, because if that were to be included, then we would have to do that in all kind of such incidents that take place. So that is number one. So we could not do it, but we will explore other ways in which we could give some support to the affected families, but ex gratia will not, because the guidelines don't allow it. Number two, when this particular situation happened, there was no FIR that was lodged by anybody. There was no lead that was given also. It was only this police that on suo motu basis an FIR was lodged. So the people were not willing to come forward and give any kind of complaint nor give any information, which made it a bit more difficult for the police to really start moving on the case. But the suo motu case was filed. After that, a lot of CCTV footage was looked at, and the police has been collecting intel from the grassroots level. And based on that, some evidence has come out, and I think accordingly the SP at East Khasi Hills will act. It would not be appropriate for me to go into further details, but I can tell you that investigation is on. Is obviously something that we have also noticed. And accordingly, already there's a proposal to set up and put up CCTV cameras already. We had a meeting a few days back with Chief Secretary and DG and Finance to ensure that, on a war footing, we will be able to put up CCTVs in as many locations as possible. It's not possible to cover all, but we'll do as much as we can. At the same time, the police has also been asked to ensure that some kind of checking and security mechanism is put in place, like metal detectors, checking, putting up some people there to at least, screen to whatever level possible the people who are entering different areas. So that is also one part that's being looked into. And overall, I think, the overall presence of security forces also, we have 8 companies from CRPF that have come, including one rapid action force also is there, which has been sent by the Home Ministry itself. So therefore, those manpowers also are being deployed in strategic locations to give the overall confidence and visibility of security presence in sensitive locations.